Hello, friends. Have you ever felt that life is like a very fast train, and you are just a passenger who doesn't even have time to look out the window? From morning tea to nighttime tiredness, every day feels like everything is on autopilot. But have you ever thought, what if everything stopped right now? Your thoughts, your rushing around, your worries. What would happen? Just imagine if there was a way to meet your true self, the one that is lost somewhere in all this noise. A path where every breath becomes magic, every moment feels deeply peaceful, and life is not just passing by, but you are truly feeling it. It sounds unreal, but what if I told you it's possible? And that too, without going to any mountains, forests, or ashrams. Inside all of us, there's a strange restlessness, always wanting to do something, get something, become something. But in this rush, we forget to live. We are with our family, but not really there. We eat food, but don't taste it. We walk, but don't see the path. And then one day, when time has slipped away, we realize that we never really lived. But what if someone taught us how to truly live? To feel every moment, to be fully awake, to look inside ourselves. What if every small task, like washing dishes, drinking water, walking, breathing, became a meditation, an awareness? What if we could find ourselves again without going anywhere, without any noise? Today, we are going to talk about an idea that is hidden in simplicity, but its effect is so deep that it can change your whole life. This is not a philosophy, nor a complicated therapy. It is simply mindfulness, living fully aware in every moment. But how does this happen? Is all this really possible in this fast-paced life where there's no time to even sit peacefully? Can we make our everyday tasks a part of meditation? Can an ordinary person feel peace within themselves without becoming a monk? You will find the answers to these questions and much more on this journey, where every word, every feeling will take you one step closer to that magic that we have all lost, the magic of mindfulness. So, let's begin this magical journey, a journey where the destination is none other than yourself. Chapter 1. The Essential Discipline. In our lives, we often feel so busy and worried that we don't have time to fully live any moment. In the rush of life, we often ignore our mental state and peace. But what if we knew a way that could teach us how to truly live every moment? This way is mindfulness, or being aware. Mindfulness is not a difficult or complex process. It is just a simple way to focus your entire mental state on your present moment. It means that we fully feel every moment, whether it's eating our food, drinking water, or even talking to someone. If we adopt mindfulness in our lives, we will find that every small task that we normally do without thinking now becomes a deep experience for us. Our attention is only on that task, and we are completely lost in that moment, not in the countless thoughts wandering in our minds. This is an art that we can easily adopt in our daily lives. The first step in practicing mindfulness is to give our full attention to our actions. If we take this simple step, we will find that a deep peace and balance can come into our lives. This practice not only gives us mental peace, but it also awakens our inner strength, which allows us to see the struggles of our everyday life with a new perspective. When we practice mindfulness, we find that our mind becomes calm, and we feel more connected with ourselves. We become free from our worries and stress and start living fully in our present moment. This is a simple but powerful process that can change our lives if we adopt it honestly. Practicing mindfulness is a regular process that requires patience and continuous effort. It is not something that happens in one day, but a long journey that slowly leads us towards our inner peace. This is the practice that helps us understand our existence in a deep and meaningful way. With each day when we practice mindfulness, we start to see our life from a new perspective. It not only gives us mental peace, but also reveals our inner strength, which allows us to remain balanced and peaceful in every situation. If we try to incorporate this practice into our lives, we will find that all the peace we search for is already present within us. We just need to recognize it. Chapter 2. The miracle is to walk on earth. In our lives, we often become so busy that we don't have time to understand and feel ourselves. We get lost worrying about the future or wandering in the memories of the past. But what if we told you that the simplest and most basic thing can change our lives in the deepest way? That simple thing is walking. Yes, walking, which we do every day, but we never fully feel it. Have you ever noticed that when you are just walking, you completely lose yourself in that moment? You feel the air, touch the ground, and your steps seem to be saying something to you. This is the moment when we are fully aware, and this moment is what gives us the real feeling of mindfulness. In our lives, there are countless moments when we live instead of just doing something. When we are fully present with our body and mind, a new awareness arises in every step. This is not just a physical activity, but also a mental journey. When we step on the ground, we live in that moment. Our thoughts and worries are left behind. This is the miracle that we often ignore. This practice seems very simple and natural, but its effects are extremely deep. It makes us aware of our body, connects us with our breath, and helps us understand that we are a complete and fully living being. We can walk not only for self-reflection, but also to discover awareness in every step. When we walk, we not only use our physical energy, but also feel the energy within us. We are connected to every part of our body, and this gives us a deep understanding of our existence. It feels like we are connected to the earth, and a deep bond forms between our steps and the ground. As we adopt this simple action as a practice, we find that we start to feel more peace and balance. In every step, we feel our complete presence, and this increases our inner peace. This is the time when we are fully awake and live every moment of life with our full awareness. When we just walk, without any purpose, without any hurry, we establish a deep connection with our body. This makes us self-reliant and aware. If we do this simple activity with mindfulness, every step will fill us with peace and joy. This practice teaches us that the more we walk, the more we feel life, and this feeling is a true miracle. Chapter 3. A Day of Mindfulness. In our lives, there is a strange game of time. As soon as we wake up in the morning, we have a whole world to fill with work, responsibilities, and everyday hassles. We quickly do everything so that nothing is left out, and in this way the day ends. But what if we could fully feel every day of our lives? What if we could live every moment as a meditation and mindfulness? From the beginning of the day to the night, if we do our daily routine with full awareness, our whole life can change. This is not just about our physical actions, but also about feeling our mind, our thoughts, and our emotions. Every task, no matter how simple, if we do it with full attention and care, that task can give us new energy and peace. Have you ever thought about how quickly we drink our morning tea or coffee without even tasting it? We often think that we need to finish these things quickly so that we can move on to the next task. But if we hold our cup of tea in our hands, feel its warmth, smell its aroma, and fully experience the taste of that tea in every sip, then this will be the miracle that we can get before the day's rush. When we do a simple task with attention, like brushing our teeth, taking a bath, or making our bed, we can turn it into a meditation. It is a wonderful experience when we feel every part of our body with our full awareness. A deep peace is felt in every step and every movement, and we find ourselves fully present in that moment. If we do every task of our day with mindfulness, we will find that the race of time slows down. We don't always feel rushed. When we drink our tea, we feel a new energy in every sip. When we walk, we feel a deep connection with the earth in every step. When we work, We feel like we are a part of that work, not just in a race to complete it. And this is not just about our daily routine. When we talk to the people around us, we are fully present with them. We listen to their words, understand their emotions, and try to connect with them. We don't consider our conversation just an exchange of words, but it builds a deep relationship between us and them. If we try to live our everyday in this way, we will find that every moment can become a new experience for us. We can see our life with a new perspective, and a deep peace and balance can come within us. It's not about running away from the world and sitting in solitude to find peace, but we can find peace and balance in every moment while living in this busy world. Remember, mindfulness is not just a technique, but it can become our way of living. When we fully feel our everyday, we understand that every moment, no matter how simple, is the most important part of our life. Chapter 4. The Pebble. In every part of our lives, there are hidden deep messages that can help us understand and improve our mental state. We often get caught up in our situations and forget that even a simple object can be a reason for our mental peace. The pebble, a small stone, teaches us in this chapter how we can find our inner peace through just small steps. Just imagine when you are in a quiet place and suddenly your attention goes to a small stone. That stone is just an ordinary object, but countless possibilities and deep messages can be hidden in it. This very stone reminds us that we don't need any big changes in our lives to feel simplicity and peace. We just need to change our perspective and look at every small thing from a new viewpoint. When we get lost in the rush of our lives, we ignore the things around us. We don't realize that the most beautiful and important things in our lives are often in a very simple form right in front of us. The pebble teaches us that we can fully feel small things in our lives. This pebble, as a symbol, shows us how to understand our inner world and live every small moment of life with our full awareness. The story of this small stone actually tells us how we can make our daily routine more mindful. When we do a small task like picking up a small stone lying on the path, we can see it not as an ordinary task, but as a deep experience. This makes us realize that the more we are fully present in our actions, the more we can feel our lives. Besides this stone also reminds us that our mental state is directly related to our external experiences. When we pick up a small stone, we can also see our inner thoughts and feelings with awareness. This simple action gives us an opportunity to go deep within ourselves and stay connected with ourselves. Looking at the struggles, problems, and stresses of our lives, this small stone teaches us that we need to understand and solve our problems simply. We don't worry too much about any situation. Rather, we just accept it as an experience and live our lives with a balanced perspective. From this ordinary stone, we also understand that the greatest strength of our lives is our ability to live every moment with awareness and peace. We can always see our mental state through a simple action like holding a small stone in our hand, which gives us a feeling of inner peace. The pebble teaches us that simplicity and peace are within us. We just need to feel them. Any ordinary object, even a stone, can make us realize that the real beauty and peace in our lives come not from big changes but from small, deep experiences. Chapter 5. One is all is one. The 5 aggregates. The biggest challenge of our lives is to understand ourselves and our existence. Often we see the various aspects of our lives as separate parts: our body, our thoughts, our feelings, our experiences, believing that they are all different. But what if we could understand that all these elements are connected to each other, and we ourselves are a part of this universe? This is the message of the 5 aggregates. This chapter tries to help us understand that no part of our existence is complete in itself. Our physical state, mental state, feelings, and our consciousness all together form our self. We know these as the 5 aggregates, which are the main aspects of our existence. Understanding these 5 elements makes us realize that we are not just a body, but we are connected to the energy and consciousness of the entire universe. Rupa, form, our physical body, our material state. This is the external form of our existence. We can see it, touch it, and feel it. But we are not just this form. Vedana, feeling, our experiences, our emotions. We go through our desires, sorrows, and joys. But do we know that these are only temporary? Our feelings keep changing, but our real existence is beyond this change. Sana, perception. What we see, what we hear, what we feel, these are all our mental experiences. These perceptions are not part of our soul, but are an aspect of our mind that constantly changes. Sankara, mental formations, our thoughts and mental states. These are the parts that keep arising in our minds, our desires, our hatreds, our thoughts. These are also not stable, but always changing. Vijnana, consciousness. This is the state where our mind sees and experiences everything. This is our self-awareness, which is the basis of our entire existence. When we start to understand these 5 aggregates, we find that no part of our existence is separate. We are connected not only to our body, but also to our mentality, feelings, and thoughts. And this gives us a deep understanding that whatever we are is not separate from anything else. We and the world around us are incomplete without each other. This chapter also explains to us that we often see the different parts of our existence in different forms. But when we connect these parts together, we realize that we are a part of this entire universe. Every thought, every feeling, and every experience is connected to each other. This helps us understand that our experiences are not just ours. They belong to everyone connected to us. When we understand our feelings, thoughts, and desires, we will find that there is no difference between us and others. We are all connected to the same source, and our inner peace comes from accepting this unity. Finally, through this chapter, we get the message that we are never completely separate. We may be different physically or mentally, but in our consciousness and inner experiences, we are all one. This truth leads us towards a deep understanding and peace of our existence, and it teaches us that we can make our inner peace even stronger by sharing it with others. Chapter 6. The power of listening. The importance of communication in our lives cannot be denied. We talk daily, sharing our thoughts, feelings, and ideas with others. But have you ever thought that communication has only one part? Listening? We are always busy saying our part. But do we really listen? Do we try to fully understand the person we are talking to? The power of listening is based on this very idea, which explains to us the real power and importance of listening. In many parts of our lives, listening seems like a simple action, but it is one of the most powerful tools. The real meaning of listening is not just receiving sound through the ears, but understanding that sound with complete attention and true awareness. When we talk to someone, we are often caught up in our own thoughts. Either we are waiting for our turn to speak, or we are thinking about our response. But what happens if we listen to the other person completely without any interruption, with a completely open heart? This not only helps in understanding that person, but also increases our own inner peace. Listening is not just an external action, it is an internal practice. When we listen to others completely, we can focus our thoughts and attention entirely on their words. We become able to understand their feelings, and we try to see things from their perspective. This does not mean that we will always agree, but it means that we fully respect their situation and understand their experience without any preconceived notions. This art of listening helps us connect not only with others, but also with ourselves. When we listen to ourselves completely, our feelings, thoughts, and inner desires, we understand ourselves better. We realize how we can connect with our hidden strengths and weaknesses and achieve our inner peace. When we listen to others, we can also learn a lot from their experiences. It gives us an opportunity to understand their perspective and broaden our own. If we practice listening properly, we will find that a deep change comes in our thinking and understanding. We start to see the world not only from our perspective, but also from the perspective of others, and this gives us more empathy and understanding. Listening is not just a mental practice, it is the connection of both our heart and mind. When we listen to someone completely, we not only respect them but also keep our mental state calm and balanced. This helps us maintain our inner peace and stay connected to the world outside us. The real meaning of listening is that we not only understand but also feel someone else's experiences, thoughts, and feelings. This leads us towards a deep, real, and meaningful connection, and this connection gives us a feeling of peace and understanding in our relationships, in our lives, and with ourselves. The power of listening teaches us that when we listen to others' words without any disturbance, we not only build a deep and true relationship with others, but also increase our inner peace and understanding. Chapter 7. The Art of Breathing. In our lifestyle and daily routine, there are so many busyness and stresses that we often ignore our body and our breath. We forget that our breath not only keeps our body alive, but is also extremely important for our mental and emotional health. The art of breathing tells us about this simple but extremely effective action that not only keeps us physically healthy, but also provides us with mental peace and stability. Breathing is a natural action that we keep doing without thinking. But have you ever fully felt it? When we focus on our breath, we realize that our breath is connected to our entire existence. Every breath brings us to this moment and helps us recognize and control our mental state. The process of breathing makes us realize that we are living every moment. When we focus on our breath, we can fully feel our body. We understand that our breath keeps changing in every moment, and in the same way, our feelings and mental state also change. This gives us the opportunity to understand that the more we are connected to our breath, the more we can experience our inner peace. Sometimes when we feel stress or anxiety, our breath becomes fast and shallow. At this time, if we make our breaths deep and slow, we can calm our body and mind. Focusing on the breath becomes a powerful tool with which we can change our inner restlessness into peace. This is a simple practice that we can do anywhere, anytime, and it immediately makes us feel balanced and peaceful. The art of breathing also teaches us how we can control our mental state. When we make our breaths deep and steady, we can also control our thoughts and feelings. This is a way to bring our mental state to awareness and peace. From a spiritual perspective as well, breath has been given special importance. It is considered the energy of life, prana or pranavayu. Through breath, we not only live, but also feel our consciousness and inner peace. The art of breathing teaches us that by focusing on our breath, we can gain a deep understanding of our existence, and it helps us maintain balance and peace in every aspect of our lives. Our breaths are with us every moment, and this teaches us that peace and balance do not arise from external circumstances, but from within us. When we feel our breath, we connect with our inner energy and peace, and we realize that we are fully alive in that very moment. This is the greatest gift of life, the breaths that give us the opportunity to live every moment. The art of breathing teaches us that we should see our breath not only as a physical process, but also adopt it as a practice and meditation. When we fully feel our breath, we not only connect with our body and mind, but also with the deepest part of our existence. This is the real peace that we can feel every day with every breath. Chapter 8. The present moment. What is the greatest gift in our lives? Is it in some wonderful thing that is coming to us? Or is it hidden in some great success that will happen in the future? Perhaps not. In fact, the greatest gift is always present with us in every single moment. It is the present moment. The present moment teaches us that if we want peace, balance, and true happiness in life, we must live every moment of our lives with full awareness and attention. In our lives, we often get lost in the events of the past or worry about the future. We ask ourselves, what if? Or, why did this happen? And in this way, we lose our present. We forget that the past is no longer in our control, and the future is not in our hands. But the present moment that we are living right now is with us. This is the time when we can fully feel ourselves. A storm of past memories and future worries often runs in our minds, which does not allow us to be fully present in this moment. But when we focus ourselves on the present, we understand that this is the time when we are most true and free. The present moment teaches us that by living fully in every moment, we can not only find our inner peace, but also see our lives from a new perspective. When we live in the present, we also feel our thoughts, emotions, and reactions with full awareness. We do not get stuck in our thoughts, but we recognize them and accept them without any pressure or stress. In this process, we understand that our reactions and thoughts are just temporary, and we can change them. Living in the present does not mean that we stop planning for our future or forget the past. It means that we make our plans based on the present and apply whatever we have learned from the past to our current situation. When we fully focus our thoughts, feelings, and actions on this moment, we become capable of living life with our full strength. We often think that success or happiness is hidden in something big, in achieving our goals, in our relationships, or in our life situations. But the truth is that we can only experience success and happiness in the present. It happens when we live every moment with full awareness, no matter how ordinary it may be, while drinking a cup of tea, talking to a friend, or just focusing on our breath. These are all the moments that truly enrich our lives. The present moment teaches us that we can fully live our lives in every moment. When we accept our thoughts and feelings and feel them without any judgment, we can find peace and balance. This peace and balance help us in every challenging moment of life. We do not worry about our future because we realize that we do not have to wait for the future to achieve any good experience. In every moment, we can experience the peace and joy that is always present within us. Sometimes we feel that we have lost a lot in our lives, but the truth is that we never lose anything. We just don't live the present. When we live our lives in this moment, we can feel the peace and power within us in every moment. Through this chapter, we understand that the greatest happiness and peace are not in any external situation, but within us. We just need to focus our attention on the present. The miracle of mindfulness teaches us that true peace and happiness in life are within us. We often look for peace and balance in our external world, but this book makes us realize that peace is hidden only and only within us, in our mental and physical experiences. Whether it is the art of breathing, the practice of living in the present moment, or the ability to listen completely to someone. All these ways provide us with deep awareness and balance in life. Through this book, we get the opportunity to understand that the small moments of life are our real experiences. When we are fully present in our thoughts, feelings, and actions, we not only feel our existence but also connect deeply with the world around us. Every step taken towards simplicity, awareness, and peace in life can improve our mental state and lead to a rich, peaceful life. If you also want to make your life more peaceful, aware, and balanced, then the miracle of mindfulness is an excellent guide. This book not only brings changes in our day-to-day life, but also teaches us a wonderful way to feel the power and peace within us. So the next time you feel stress or confusion in your life, remember that the greatest gift of life, peace and balance, is within you. You just need to feel it. After reading this book, it is hoped that you will also try to live your life in a more aware and peaceful way.